Mr. Barnhill, I see your name there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's my problem. You've got all your paperwork ready to go, but Ms. Barnhill has not signed it. So we need something that says, yes, she agrees with everything that's in these papers. So what you need to do is either come get these, have her sign all them, or write a new set, have her sign that, and then deliver that to the clerk. So have the two of you talked about this?
Yes, and it's my understanding that she signed the joinder, and I dropped off the service accepted paperwork on Monday. So if she needs to sign something other than that, then I'll have to get that figured out.
Let me look at the joinder and see what we've got here. So does the parenting plan match what you proposed?
Yes.
And per this, your only time with the kids is 2 weeks in July, correct?
Yes, for the time being, that's what we've agreed upon.
Okay.
Due to my living situation,
And are you currently paying the support that's due in that administrative order?
Yes, I am. I do have a little bit of a past due balance, but that is being paid.
Okay. And you've disposed of all your property and your debts, is that right?
So the only discrepancy between the proposed paperwork and the final paperwork was there was an outstanding balance, a debt due to collection agency for past due rent when we both resided together, but I just decided that I will take that. I'll pay that.
All right. And do we have Megan Barnhill? No, apparently not. And she wanted her last name changed back to Meyer, is that right?
Yes.
All right. I've signed the decree, findings, and conclusions in the parenting plan. If you want copies of this, if you'll come to the clerk's office later today, they can give you copies.
Okay.
All right. That will be all.
All right. Thank you.
And this is Amy Turnbull, the guardian ad litem.
Ms. Turnbull, let me start with you. Have you had a chance to review the motion?
Yes, I have.
And have you got a position?
I understand Mr. Ellis would like more time with his children, and that it was cut. My concern is I have been in communication with Mr. Case, who is Mr. Ellis's DBIT counselor, and what he communicated to me is that he is not in support of unsupervised overnights or unsupervised visitation with the children, particularly the older children, or unsupervised overnights with the younger children.
Okay, let me ask you specifically about that, what the position was as regards to the two oldest versus the three youngest.
Yeah, in fact, what he actually said is, I can actually read you the statement, the email.
Please.
He said, I do not believe that Mr. Ellis should be granted unsupervised visitation with the three younger children. My stand on the two older children is that they are given whatever they may need to feel comfortable having unsupervised visits with their father.
And at this point, to your knowledge, will the oldest boy, is he willing to visit at this point?
My understanding is no.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell me, ma'am?
One of my concerns is that, I know Mr. Ellis would like more time with his children, and I think that the professionals in this are maybe a little bit more hesitant given some of the feedback from, Mr. Case and the children. I think it might be helpful to have some professionally supervised visitation so that we can get some feedback from the supervisor as to what the interactions are like between Mr. Ellis and the children, and perhaps 4 or 6 visits to get that feedback so that we know what's happening and can give us some assurance.
And have you got any information on how the unsupervised contact is currently going with the younger children?
I don't have an update recently.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ellis, is there anything you want to tell me in addition to what's contained in your motion?
Well, being that Ms. Turnbull did not file a written response, I didn't have time to see what she was going to say. So I'm a little shocked because that is actually the opposite of what Sam Case told me at my counseling on Tuesday. He said he absolutely was in support of the youngest children not needing supervisors. He did say that he was concerned that the oldest children should have a say in whether they visit or not, which I have been giving them. So I'm going to have to follow up with him as to why the email he wrote to Ms. Turnbull was what she reported. But
And
as for the
Mr. Ellis, what is going on with the 2 older children in terms of visitation?
I still text Joseph and tell him I love him and that he's doing good. And I asked if he would like to attend. Yesterday was my birthday. I asked if he wanted to come to my birthday dinner. And he said probably not. So I respected that and just had a phone call with him. And the Carly has come when she wants to, which has been, according to her, all of the opportunities except for when she's sick.
Okay. Which is how often, sir, has Carly been coming?
Well, when the supervisors were removed, I ended up only getting Carly for every other Sunday. So it has gone sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes over a month before I see her.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell me, sir?
Yeah, if there is a consideration for professional supervision, I would ask that the court consider how that is going to be paid, because the court, not yourself, but the previous judge, ignored the state requirement to not go below 125% federal poverty level for a 1-person household and placed me well below that with a combined family support payment that gives nearly everything to Heidi.
All right. And Ms. Ellis, do you have anything you wish to say?
I know that Carly still struggles with going to see her dad. And it's kind of a fight every other Sunday. And so I think the main thing is she doesn't want to go by herself. But I know it's supervised and she's more comfortable if it's a supervisor she knows, like, friend's house or whatever.
I am just back here on a temporary basis, kind of helping fill in, and that's scheduled to end at the end of the year. I want to get this temporary parenting plan issue resolved rather than just dropping it on somebody else. So I'm going to put this on in 2 weeks, on the 21st at the same time. Between now and then, Mr. Ellis, I'm going to suggest you contact your counselor. You'll probably need to sign a release of information. And ideally, what I'd like to have is some sort of a report or letter or something from the counselor with their position both on where you're at in the counseling and what they feel, yay, nay, or otherwise, as regards your requested visitation. You understand that?
Is this in regards to the overnights or the supervisors or all of it?
To everything. If these,
and so
anything that he's got a position about, I would like to know what his position is.
And so am I to understand that I'm still not getting back the time that was taken away from me when the supervisors were removed?
That's going to be decided on the 21st. Given the discrepancies here, I want to make sure I know what's going on before I just willy-nilly make a decision. So we'll put it on the 21st, get that information so that I've got it in front of me then, so we can get this issue sorted out before the end of the year. Understood?
Okay, what ROI are you looking for?
Anything that the counselor thinks is pertinent to your requests.
But I mean, there's already an ROI in place with the guardian ad litem and the DB counselor and my weekly counselor. Do you need one for you?
No, whatever your counselor says you need. He may say, before I write something to the court, I want another release of information from you that allows me to do that.
Okay, so as long as he's satisfied, he can write it, then that's fine.
Yeah, I just bring that up because maybe it's perfectly fine as it is, or he may have some concerns and you just want to make sure those get addressed so he can give me the information I'm hunting for. Understood?
Yes, and will you please clarify for me?
Mhm.
The court rules state that all responses must be in writing. Is the guardian ad litem exempt from that requirement?
An awful lot is exempt from that requirement, frankly, in the pro se cases, because it's would not work otherwise. It'd take us forever to get anything done. And yes, the guardian ad litem is exempt for that requirement.
Thank you.
Okay, the 21st then at 9 o'clock.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Twyla Corey, guardian ad litem.
Oh, and no Chris.
Miss Corey, this is on your request. Anything you want to tell
Yes.
me what's contained in that?
Not everybody's here.
Yes, they are.
Go ahead.
So weekend before last, I believe.
That's wrong.
the-
It's 4 weekends ago, a month ago.
Ma'am, that's the last time you're going to interrupt. You understand? Go ahead, Miss Corey.
Thank you. So the child, Aza, went to her mother's new residence in Kalama. There was a physical altercation. Police were called. I believe you have that narrative from the police report. This is at least the third time that there has been a physical altercation between the two with the police called out. So I have one in police reports from February of this year, June of this year, and this most recent one in November. I believe that this has become a situation that the child cannot escape from. She cannot heal from until she has some distance from her mother. She is afraid of her mother. The mother's home has been unstable and volatile in recent days, and I believe that it's my responsibility to ask the court to keep this child safe and ask that she have supervised visits and that mother get a domestic violence evaluation, a psychological evaluation, and I believe a immediate hair follicle test.
All right. Ms. Knowles, I need you to unmute that microphone now. All right, what do you want to tell me now? What do you want to tell me?
Yeah, my daughter has assaulted me because she's asked to do stuff. She's put her hands on me multiple times. I've pressed charges because it's gotten to that point. And I'm not going to do supervised visits or anything because it's ridiculous. My daughter and I just had a perfect weekend this past weekend. The weekend before that, she didn't want to take her dog out to go to the bathroom, so she shoved me down the stairs. It's not the first time. She's on a deferred disposition right now for assaulting me.
So your position is you won't do any kind of supervised visits?
Do what? I can't hear you.
Is your position that you won't do supervised visits with her?
I'm not paying to do supervised visits when I had my daughter for 8 years and then she runs away because she gets in trouble for assaulting me and then she gets told she can stay where she's at. There's no reason.
Okay. And what's today's urinalysis test going to look like?
Clean.
Okay. Mr. Kudlasik, anything you want to say?
No, sir. I'm kind of the same position as Twyla Corey is.
All right. Well, given Ms. Corey's concerns, what's going on, and Ms. Kudlasik or Ms. Knowles' presentation today, I'm going to suspend visits at this point. Knowles, you are to take a UA today. Yep. And apparently she's going away. So.
Oh, I'm right here. My son's underneath me.
You're to take a UA today, get those results to Miss Corey immediately.
What about me finding drugs in my daughter's purse this weekend on visit?
Asa
needs a UA.
Are you hearing?
Asa needs a UA.
You're going to take a UA today, make sure Miss Corey gets the results. And
what about me finding drugs and drug paraphernalia in her belongings on my visit this weekend?
I'm concerned about the adults today and those who hopefully act like adults. I'm less concerned about you.
And I'm concerned about the 12-year-old that has drugs at my house.
Okay, I would be too. I'd probably be approaching it different than you're trying to right now too.
Yeah, I didn't get anything. You didn't send me a message or nothing like that. You found anything on her? So
no, I filed a contempt.
Okay, all right. I'm not going to listen to you two argue with each other. You can do that on your own time.
Okay, well, I'm not paying for anything. I literally have surgery in an hour for my arm.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't pay for it, then it's not going to happen, and we won't have to change too much. We'll put it on to December 20th.
I want a UA for Chris.
We're going to put it on for December 28th, Miss Corey. If you don't have a UA and some cooperation from Miss Knowles, you won't have to do too much. That will be all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Powers?
I'm here, Your Honor.
And we're on for presentation of an order. I don't see Ms. Yusanovich.
And Your Honor, I have been unable to get a hold of my clients at all. We've tried the guardian's number. It appears to have changed. We tried contacting the formerly discharged guardian ad litem to maybe get a hold of them. I'm hoping today somebody can give me the child's number so I can just meet with the child in the office and see what she wants.
Miss
I've been texting Kendra. She still has that same number.
It's not working from our office.
However, I haven't got to see my daughter in 2 months. And she was trying to have the visit at her house. So I don't know if there's anything that we could do about that to have it to where my daughter can come too.
So,
I haven't got to see her.
okay, Miss.
And she said
Give me a moment here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so sorry.
Okay, so I don't have the proposed order yet that you were supposed to.
I brought it in yesterday morning. They said that they would get it to you.
Yeah, it hasn't shown up yet, and Ms. Winkles is also having real trouble getting a hold of the kids. So can you tell us what can you give Ms. Winkles a good phone number to reach you?
Yeah, it's the one that's on the paperwork. So it's 41.
Oh, sorry. We called it this morning as well and yesterday, and it's saying that it's disconnected. So maybe there's something wrong with the one on the paperwork. So go ahead and give it to me, and we'll try it again.
It's 414.
Okay. And is there a possibility I could meet with all 3 children in my office sometime next week, just before these orders get signed, just to kind of see?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. I'll give you a call and we can set that up.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and Miss Ivy, you had said there was some concern about visitation with the kids.
I haven't been able to see my daughter in 2 months, and I really want her to be able to come over to my house also. Kendra had said that she didn't want to, and she wanted to have her visit over at her house. But I would really like to, have all 3 of my kids, because I thought that's what the deal was. And I only ended up getting Braden because I guess Colton was sick, but I want to work it out to where I can have all 3, like you said, at at the Oxford.
Okay, well, let me suggest this. Ms. Winkles is gonna talk to Ms. Yusanovich. Probably in a couple. All this. You might also call Ms. Smith. I don't see her on this today. And was that our order on the McCoy? Okay.
Yeah, I think she was discharged.
So hang on, let me look here.
Yeah, and Your Honor, I am working with Mackenzie on getting her to see her mom. I do have a counseling session with her set up for January 18th because she is dealing with this pretty hard as far as just not wanting to see Tesla, which I talk to her all the time. She was on board with going this last weekend and then last minute pulled out. Colton was sick. So he just didn't want to be sick there. He wanted to just be sick in his own bed. But I'm working with Mackenzie all the time. We talk daily about it.
Okay, well, I've got the proposed order, but I don't think anybody else has seen it.
I did serve everybody, so I do believe I didn't know that I was supposed to serve Miss Winkle, so I apologize for that.
Okay.
We have a copy from Odyssey.
Okay, so we're gonna hang on to this order. I'm gonna put this on next week. Once you talk to Ms. Winkles, Ms. Ivy talks to Ms. Winkles, that we'll have that all sorted out. And in the meantime, make sure that Ms. Winkles and Ms. Ivy both have a chance to take a look at that proposed order. Get it all.
Honor, I would also request to look at the proposed order. I just need to know what the parties are planning to do in terms of child support. The state's position is to keep the administrative orders in place that are currently there.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. All right. So unfortunately, I think we'll bump this over one more time. So next Thursday, the 14th, just to get that order entered and also to review and make sure everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
And that works. And if, I was just going to state, if we want to work through the parenting plan to do a phased in approach for Mackenzie, Kendra, if you want to give me a call to talk to me about that, we can probably make something so it's firm and kind of has some flexibility if you want to call my office.
Okay. What's your number, Erin?
It's 36092.
92. Okay. And then as far as the child support goes, do I need to get that paperwork over to the woman who was just speaking? I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
That's Ms. Powers in the prosecutor's office, child support division.
Okay, Miss Powers. Okay. I'll get that everything over to them, to Miss Winkles and Miss Powers then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then I think we're good till next Thursday and hopefully we'll get it started.
Perfect.
Okay, you unmuted right in the middle. So who have I got on the?
Hi, it's Jaciana West Goodrum, and then Elijah Cranshaw, and then Yvonne Cranshaw.
Looks like we don't have any service on Ms. Booth yet.
No, and it would be April Condro. She got served to have the notice right here that she was served, and she got the paperwork. She messaged me yesterday or the day before, notifying me that she got the paperwork.
Ms. Booth did? Is that what you're saying?
Not Miss Booth, April Condro, the one who has custody of her. Johnny Booth does not.
Does she have according to some sort of a court order?
Yes, she has court-ordered custody of her. April Condro does. Johnny Booth does not have custody of her.
Okay, you stay right there in the booth for just a second. I want to come out and get the paperwork from you so I can see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Let me ask a couple of questions. You said there is a court case that gives Ms. Condro custody.
Yes, correct.
Ellis County, do you know?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So when I put this on, we need to have that case connected to this one too, wherever it is.
Okay.
So what you gave me shows that you served her with the emergency guardianship petition. Unfortunately, it doesn't indicate that she was served with any notice of the hearing that's on for today.
Oh,
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna move this to 2 weeks to the 21st,
to the 21st.
same time. So in the meantime, you need to prepare a new notice of hearing, like the one that you did for today, for that date, and she needs to be served with that notice of hearing.
So do I have to serve her with the paperwork all over again? And then,
You know, I have proof that she has some sort of notice of the fact of the date of the hearing.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So yeah, the simplest thing to do would be just all the paperwork, including the notice of hearing, and then whoever you have serve it on this proof of personal service document, need to make sure and look real carefully and check all the pieces of paper, all the different pleadings that the person served with. Understood?
Understood.
Okay, so I'll extend the emergency guardianship to the 21st. Prepare the main thing, like I said, get that notice of hearing, and then get Miss Condro served with everything. Understood?
Understood.
Okay. Just do you have any information on the other case where Miss Condro has custody? Do you have any paperwork from that case?
I do not.
Okay, we'll see what we can find.
Okay, thank you. And then is it the same time on the 21st?
10:30, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That'll be all.
Thank you. Bye.